Hello friends, in this video we will discuss PIB article summary for the articles published on 2nd Feb 2018. These articles are important for RBI Grade B and NABARD Grade A and Grade B exams. We have two topics for our discussion. The first one is the celebration of World Wetlands Day, and the second topic is World Bank Agreement for Jal Marg Vikas Project. Let us first discuss our first topic, the celebration of World's Wetland Day. Wetlands are basically the areas where the ocean and the land combines. So we can say that the area where water table is above land is known as the wetlands. These are very important and play very important role in the ecosystem or the conservation of environment, and they are basically perform a number of functions and ensure the healthy living of the communities living around these wetlands. For example, they are a source of drinking water. They provide a kind of safety valve for floods. They can be utilized for water storage purposes. They reduce the threat of flooding, and the vegetation of wetlands also filter the water pollutants, so it helps to tackle the water pollution in those wetlands. The vegetation of wetland filters the different kind of domestic and industrial waste and improves the water quality, and hence makes it suitable for drinking and other uses by the human community. So in order to celebrate the utility of wetlands, every year on 2nd Feb World Wetlands Day is celebrated, and this is also to mark the adoption of Ramsar Convention. This convention is related to wetland conservation, and it is formally called the Convention on Wetlands, which is an intergovernmental treaty that provides framework for national actions and other international cooperation for conservation and wise use of wetlands. And not only wetlands, but they're all associated resources. This convention was adopted in 1971 in Iran. This name of the city was Ramsar, hence its name, and India is a party to this convention, and hence to celebrate this convention, to enhance its efforts towards the use of wise use of wetlands and to conserve them, the Government of India, the Ministry of Environment has in collaboration with Department of Forest is celebrating 2018's World Wetlands Day in Assam, and it is being celebrated at Dipor Beel, which is the name of wetland in Assam, and it is in Guwahati. The theme for 2018 celebration was Wetlands for a Sustainable Urban Future, which is basically to mark the role of healthy wetlands that these wetlands play in making cities and the towns livable, and through their role of groundwater recharging or protecting from floods and filtering the wastewaters, as well as enhancing the landscape aesthetics, besides providing income generation opportunities and ultimately supporting the nearby communities in their survival in that area. So basically, to celebrate all these functions and particularly for urban areas, this year's theme was selected, and therefore it asked the communities to protect and conserve the wetlands, especially in urban areas, and to protect them from any kind of encroachment, because if there is encroachment over the wetlands, they won't be able to perform their crucial functions that they are performing, and this it ultimately will affect the urban lifestyle and the humans or the people living in that area. For celebrations, a number of events were undertaken by the government. For example, there was an exhibition of posters on the World Wetlands Day, which was also put at National Museum of Natural History. Besides, there was a painting competition by the students, among the students, and there was also a technical workshop on wetlands which was organized, in which the experts deliberated on important strategies for conservation and wise use of wetlands and their resources. Besides the environment, all this, the environment minister has called for nationwide green good deeds campaign. This campaign is basically has been launched by Environment Ministry, and to sensitize the public on climate change and global warming. So once they have been sensitized, they will be more concerned about conserving the nature and taking efforts to reduce the carbon emission and help to control the climate change to some extent. So green good deeds campaign is basically to address the issues of climate change and global warming. Besides this, another effort has been initiated by the environment minister, that is of green social responsibility on lines with corporate social responsibility, which is basically the responsibility towards the nation and the society and the whole planet to make it green, and this is basically to ensure the efforts of the various communities and organizations towards environment conservation through various initiatives and efforts at their local level. The plan for this scheme or these campaigns is to make it broad based and involve more and more persons, for example the involvement of teachers, students and the voluntary organizations to take up the cause of environment conservation as well as wetland conservation and wise use in particular. Next we have World Bank agreement for Jal Marg Vikas project. Inland Waterways Authority of India has signed an agreement with World Bank, and the agreement is of $375 million, and it is a loan agreement to implement Jal Marg Vikas project. This project is basically to augment capacity augmentation of navigation and other related activities for development of National Waterway 1 on Ganga River, and this project is basically to enhance the activities and infrastructures between Varanasi and Haldia on National Waterway 1 on Ganga River. So this whole project is of $800 million, out of which 375 is being provided by World Bank. The $380 will be provided by the Government of India through budgetary allocation, and the remaining $45 million will be sourced from private sector. So this is how the funding will be done of this Jal Marg Vikas project. This project is will undertake activities like development of ferryways, development of multimodal terminals, modern river information systems and other navigation systems, etc. So these will be deployed at different cities between Varanasi and Haldia in order to develop the operations of National Waterway 1. This project has been estimated that to be completed by March 2023, and is being implemented under financial and technical support from World Bank. The project will enable commercial navigation of vessels with capacity of 1500 to 2000 tons on national waterways. So it is basically to make the National Waterway 1 navigable for vessels. The benefits arrived from the implementation of this scheme will be: first, it will enhance the trade among the states, because the waterways is much cheaper than roadways and railways, and once the vessels will be able to navigate through the national waterways, it will enhance the trade prospects. The second, it will provide employment opportunities both during construction as well as operation and maintenance of all these infrastructures being created under the project. Third, the project will focus on environment friendly approach, and it will be fuel efficient. It will also help to reduce the oil imports, and it will help to reduce the current account deficit of the government, and it will provide a cost-effective alternative mode of transportation. So it will be useful for bulk goods, hazardous goods and other over-dimensional cargo to be transported at cheaper rates through National Waterway 1. So this was all for PIB summary for 2nd Feb 2018. For more videos, you can visit www.edutap.co.in. Thank you and happy learning.